Hello everyone, Kovic here. Welcome to my channel. I've been getting a lot of questions about my recent video on my Deadeye Ranger build, so I wanted to create an update to help you clarify everything and share my current changes and give you a better understanding of the build. So let's jump into the details. For the skills and support gems, I'm currently using a similar setup as I was before, which is Lightning Arrow, Lightning Rod, Herald of Thunder, Herald of Ice, Wind Dancer, Orb of Storm, Cast on Shock, and Green Fist. And the support gems for the Lightning Arrow, I'm using Martial Tempo, Ice Bite, Inner Weight, Heft, and Primal Armament. In my case, I'm not using the Inspiration to reduce the cost of the spell, because I can support the cost for the Lightning Arrow from my gear. I have mana on kill on my bow, and also leech with mana, so that makes it easier to support the mana cost. But if you have issues with the mana, you can just swap out with Inspiration. I have a 75k flat damage on my Lightning Arrow, which scales up some maps, and I have a cold damage with over 5k. For the Lightning Rod, I'm using Scatter Shot, Concentrated Effect, Close Combat, Inspiration, and Rising Tempest. This is what I use for mapping, but on bosses, I switch up with Heft and with Primal Armament for even more damage. This helps to kill the boss even faster. Also, if you have issues with the mana, you can swap up Heft with Inspiration as well. For the Herald of Thunder, I have Cold Infusion, Glaciation, Long Shot, Cold Penetration, and Lightning Mastery. Herald of Ice, Lightning Infusion, Conduction, Magnifying Effect, Overcharge, and Cold Mastery. For Wind Dancer, I have Blind, Maim, and Pin. Orb of Storm is pretty much as it was before, with Chain, Persistence, Unleash, and Overabundance. Cast on Shock is Ball Lightning, Deceleration, Impetus, and Energy Retention. And from Green Fist, I'm using Vitality and Clarity for mana and HP. So this is the setup I'm using for maps. But when I'm bosses, I deactivate the Green Fist and I use Cast on Shock. So this will help to kill the bosses faster. Some of you had questions regarding the spirit needs and how you can manage the spirit to use this build. In my latest build, I use Cast on Freeze, but since I am able to freeze pretty easily without that, I'm not using it anymore. I'm using only Green Fist and Cast on Shock on bosses. So what you need only is 150 spirits. You can get 50 as I have from your amulet, and you will get the rest from the campaign. But if you still want to continue to use Cast on Shock and Cast on Freeze, you cannot use them at the same time. It's important to keep in mind that Cast on Freeze is used on mapping and Cast on Shock is used on the bosses. So if you go to the boss, you deactivate Cast on Freeze and you activate Cast on Shock, and the other way around if you do the mapping. But in that case, you will not be able to use Green Fist. So keep that in mind. I'm using Green Fist to have better survivability. As for the cost and the reservation for the spirit, as you can see, both of the heralds has 30 spirits, so that means 60 in total. My Wind Dancer has 30 spirits, and the Cast on Shock is 60. So that's it. That sums up to 150 in total. So by deactivating Green Fist, which is by baseline is 30, but I have the 2 support gems which adds 30 more, so that will be 60 in total. By deactivating this, I can use one of the shocks, which is 60. Keep in mind that some support gems can add additional reservation for your spells. Also for the skills, what you can do if you have mana issues, you can just use the bow shot. So if you move all these gems to the bow shot, which will increase a lot your basic damage, and you can use bow shot instead of the lightning arrow. This will give you, the result is pretty much the same, but you don't have the shock effect, so you don't shock that easily with this setup as you do with the lightning arrow, but you can still prot the heralds and you can still freeze, so it's pretty much as it was before, and I will demonstrate on maps. Moving on to the passives, I have the following setup, which is a mix between, I mean, it's a balance between damage and survivability. Also, why I still keep the movement speed for mapping, which is important for me so I can clear out the maps faster. For the synthesis, I'm still using the same build I had before with point blank and additional projectile and tailwind nodes. Yeah, I still have the quiver bonus, more movement speed. Some changes I did here. I have now against the darkness timeless diamond with additional cold damage. And so to get the most benefit out of this, I added some extra nodes. As you can see here, it gives you notable passive skills, additional cold damage, which is 4% in this case. So I added all these extra uh, passive nodes to get more damage. Other than that, I'm using mostly intelligent for the skill points. For the other gems, I have damage, attack speed, bonus from quiver. So you can mix them, test it out and see how it works for you, which one is better for you. This one is pretty much as it was before. Yeah, I have damage with the bow. I have movement speed. I still have the elemental damage. And I have the area effect. So I branched out to get more area effects. And I have this Essence of Mountain to get more cold damage and freeze buildup. This is enchanted to my neck, so but you might need to use something else. It depends on each character how you can customize it, how it works for you. For example, you can branch out to this way to get more area effect for your herald or more damage for your herald. It depends how you want to play your build. You can get the lightning damage as well to increase more damage. But I feel this build for me works perfectly and it's a balance between damage and survivability, as I said before. Also, you can branch out to this side to get more energy shield and more damage with lightning damage. Also, if you don't want to enchant the Essence of Mountain, you can pick it from here. But with that, I felt I'm losing too much on movement speed, so I am not using it currently. And for my current gear, I have similar as it was before. I have this headpiece with the following stats. I have this quiver, the amulet with 50 spirit and enchanted essence of mountain, this ring, this chest. It is unique. It gives me rarity and elemental resistance. Keep in mind with the latest patch you can swap around the runes, so if you want to test out new builds or just see how you can improve your build, you can do that easily now. I have this glow, which gives me attack speed per dexterity and lightning damage per intelligence. My focus was here to get out more lightning damage. I don't care too much about the attack speed. And I have the Headhunter heavy belt now, which feels like a huge upgrade from my latest video on mapping. It can give me movement speed, damage, defensives. It's awesome. And now I changed my boots to have even increased movement speed, which is 35 in this case. And for the bow, so this was my last bow, which was around 350 DPS bow, but had pretty low cold damage. So I upgraded this one to a new bow, which currently is a 450 or over 450 DPS bow with increased cold damage, so I can freeze even better and easier. Also, it has additional mana on kill and leech physical damages mana, which helps me sustain the mana cost for these spells. So I'm on a map 15, and as you can see, I almost clear out everything with one shot. And I don't use really too much mana. The only time I use more mana is when there is a mob with proximity, and while I get closer I still shot it sometimes. So here we are in the breach, and we will try to clear it really fast. One trick here that you can keep in mind that if you keep shooting, it will reduce your movement speed, but if you shoot with some breaks between them, like I do here, you will keep your movement speed as it was before. So it's better to don't keep shooting all the time, just tap it sometimes when you need it. Or if you have enough attack speed, that will also keep your movement speed. Yeah, and I have map completed. There was the last elite for this map. So yeah, just pretty much one shot everything with this current setup. As I said, for maps I can sustain the mana cost from my gear, but for the bosses I'm using this Thief Torment Ring, which will help me with the mana. It has mana on hit, and I also will swap around the heft and the primal armament for the lightning rod, so I will have more damage and the aura. So I'm activating cast on shock on the boss, and now everything is ready to fight this boss. So I place down Orb of Storm and another one. And it's dead. I didn't really had to move. He was almost frozen the whole time. Yeah, so pretty much that's it. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe and like on my channel so you don't miss any upcoming content. If you have any questions, feel free to add a comment and I will answer to each question. Until then, see you next time.